What's up? What's up? What's up? This your boy Big C, the comedian there, here at Capital Boxing. We're in the Capital Boxing Studios where you won't get it nowhere realer than this. Guys, I just left the barbershops and man, the streets of the barbershops, man, we have to get into it, man. We gotta talk about it. Man, we talking about Tank Davis, man. If you don't know, man, Tank Davis, the cash cow, Baltimore's finest, just came out with a couple of comments that we got to discuss. Man, here at Capital Boxing, where you won't get it nowhere realer than this, we bring what the barbershops and the streets are saying. So here we went down, man. Tank Davis, man, the cash cow, man, 24 fights, 24 knockouts, man, the cash cow, man, just came out, man, in a text a couple of days ago stating that, that his next fight, they asked him, when would your next fight be? They were wondering what his next fight would be because of the simple situation that he just came out with the great knockout, the knockout of the year last year. So he just came out with the knockout of the year. Far as Mayweather Productions, the people that don't know about Mayweather Productions, they're looking to make the biggest fights. Tank Davis looked to be the next cash cow. So they asked Tank, they said, Tank, what would be your next fight? He said, man, it won't be at either 130 or 135, man. He said he might be doing something, getting another belt. So everybody looked at, man, the streets of barbershop, man, that's what they telling me. The streets of barbershop said, who could it be? They said it might have an opportunity to be, Gary Russell Jr.? Now, if you don't know, Gary Russell Jr. is what we call the D. Man, he's been fighting his whole life. He's a Washingtonian. Man, the best ever, man. Look, he's been champion long as some of these guys been contenders, man. This is a guy, man. The decavs, or a lot of guys, the great Roger Mayweather, that don't know a lot about boxing or don't know a lot about shit about boxing, how he quoted. They might don't know Gary, but Gary has been a diva the whole time. He's been I call him the boogeyman, because what we mean, he's been calling everybody out, including Tank and everything else there for lots of years, just to give you a backstory on Gary. But anyway, the cash cow came out and said that he's looking to make a fight. So everybody's saying, streets of barbershop saying that it might be Gary. So let's get into it. Man, we did videos on this, and if Tank went at Gary, the consensus was that, first of all, we're going to get into two things, that it won't be a pay-per-view event. Some writer wrote that, and I strongly disagree. And also, would this will be a step-up fight for Tank, or something in the Mayweather portfolio that they would a high-risk, low-reward type of fight. So let's get into it. And we're going to take you to the vault, or something that Capital Boxing put out months ago about this fight, just to let you know that we've been on it the whole time. So let's get into it, guys. First of all, let's take it like this. Tank Davis, far as fighting Gary Russell Jr., would be the best name that would have been on his resume. Like I said, he's been champion as long as Gary Russell Jr. has been champion as long as a lot of these guys been contenders. But because he's coming up from 126 to fight a Gary, that they say it's the Mike Tyson, the new Mike Tyson, the boogeyman, Tank, knocking everything out, 24, again, 24 no, 23 knockouts. So the consensus will be that if he fight a lower guy coming up, again, even as great as Gary, that, people around the world would say, or people that, that Tank supposed to knock Gary out. But he's never fought a skill set like Mr. Gary Russell Jr. We know that. So we know that if that fight would be made to talk to the people about far as it to be a pay, we know that what Tank just did in Atlanta. For you guys to know, look at the when he fought Gamble. We know what he just did when he fought in Baltimore. So if he fight a resume like Gary Russell Jr., that's been the best resume, you telling me there wouldn't be a pay-per-view event? Man, my mama told me something a long time ago. I was born at night, but not last night. And if Mayweather Productions, the money team and everything out there want to do what they do, it'll be a great fight and everything else there. But what we're going to do right now, I'm gonna take you to the vault. A video that I came out with months ago about this situation, and then we're gonna end it on Big C's final take. So let's go to the vault right now to see what I had to say about this matter months ago. We're back. Now here we go, guys. You knew it wouldn't be a Capital Boxing show if we didn't go to the streets, see what the barbershops or the streets was telling us. So we went in depth on this one. We went around, since we're on this region and everything else there, I polled all the streets and the barbershops from the area, the DMV area, as far as Baltimore, Washington, and everything else there. And I polled a lot of different questions. And what came back was, what do you think about Gervonta Tank Davis fighting Mr. Gary Russell Jr.? Now let's get into this a little bit. The truth, the lies, and everything that's going on. We know for a long time that Gary Russell Jr. has been calling out Tank. Now we was wondering, because we know that Tank don't got no safety on his Glock and who he is, why wouldn't he take that fight? You're a superstar. Gary Russell Jr. will be the best resume that you done fought. He's been calling you out, and I think that it's a money fight. You, the money team, and all of y'all can make your money and everything else there. And to go to the vault and just let you see what we were saying on the situation months ago, man. This is what the streets and barbershops was telling me. But anyway, man, we think, man, here at Capital Boxing, as far as we have a unique perspective on this region about that particular fight. So we think that it will be a pay-per-view event. It will be a big event. If they happen to make that fight, again, Mr. Gary Russell Jr., man, will be the best resume, and the skill set that you'll be seeing behind Gary is something that Tank has never seen. And we know Tank, you know, what they're trying to do with the money team and everything else there. So, yes, it'll be a pay-per-view event. It'll be a big fight. And the boxing world, boxing gods, we want that fight, you know. So, again, we hope they make that fight, man. But I want to thank you guys for coming out to Capital Boxing. Please subscribe to the channel. Go to on my IG, go to Capital Boxing DC on my IG. If you would like to donate to the channel and help it grow. Thank you guys, all the guys that donated anything. You know, go to my Cash App at $ Capital Boxing and donate whatever you can. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon, guys. We're out.
Why they hating on me? I think they hating on me now. Goddamn, why they hating on me? Why you hating, homie? Or why they hating on me now? Goddamn, why they hating on me? Stop, hey. Boy, I'm a savage, I'm fucking the bad bitch. These niggas are